Hey everybody, I'm JJ Johnson and you're watching Reality Survival. So today we have the first video for you from the new house. Finally got everything set up, got most of the boxes unpacked. I've still got some more junk over here to unpack. But, and I found the AlexaPure Pro. Now this is something that I've been wanting to review for quite a while, and it ended up getting lost in my boxes, and I finally found it, so I want to show you guys this. I think personally that this is probably the best gravity-fed filter, water filter on the market today. I've looked at it, I've compared it against, you know, its major competitors and all that kind of stuff. I've looked at the reviews, looked at comments on Amazon, different stuff on YouTube, and I think that this is the best one out there. I think it's the most heavy duty. It's also filters out the most contaminants. Now at the end of this video I'm going to run I'm gonna show on the screen here the test results for all the stuff that this thing filters out, and you guys, I recommend you take a look at it and go through it and compare it to the competitors, because this thing filters out dang near everything. I mean, it really does. The filter system on it, I'll break this down, I'll show you all the pieces and everything like that in just a second, but the filter on this thing is a hybrid ceramic and silver impregnated filter with an activated carbon core, and it filters it down to 0.2 microns, so it gets everything. I mean, we're talking about uranium, if you're worried about, you know, anything as far as, you know, there being radiological contaminants and stuff, it takes that out. It takes out pharmaceuticals, it takes out pesticides, it takes out all the organic stuff like E. coli, cryptosporidium, giardia, you know, all that kind of stuff as well. So this is a pretty cool thing to have, and it's also made in the USA. It's also rated for up to 5,000 gallons for one filter. Now, if you went ahead and got 3 additional replacement filters, you can put 4 filters in this at once if you want to. So you could be looking at the capacity to filter out 20,000 gallons, which is pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. I mean, I really think that that's pretty cool. The base cost for this thing on Amazon, you can find it for $197. If you go to foodforpatriots.com, then you can get it for $197 there as well. I think this is a really important item to have, especially with all the tough times that we have coming. And I know that they're coming. I know all you guys probably know that they're coming too. We got the election coming up and all that kind of stuff. It's probably going to get pretty ugly at some point. I don't know when, but I know that everything that's going on right now is not sustainable. So having a good source of, you know, something that you can filter water with is supremely important. I think that it's one of the, you know, top 5 things that you have to have in your preps. Filtering water is probably the #1 on that list. You've got to obviously have food. You also need to have, you know, self-defense, guns, ammunition, whatever the case may be for your personal choice. And then you've got to have basic survival gear and basic survival knowledge and all that kind of stuff as well. So anyway, this is one of the most important things out there, and I think you guys are really going to like it. So with that, let me go ahead and break this down and show you guys what it comes with. Okay, so here are all the components broken down, and as you can see, this is a very simple system, and that is what I like about this. You know, I really love the KISS acronym, keep it simple, stupid, and that is what this is. So we'll just start with the most important piece. Now, look at this thing. This is a big chunk. You know, it's a big piece. Now, some of the major competitors, some of the like the Berkeys and that kind of thing, these filters are really kind of thin and they're kind of tall and skinny, and they tend to break off. Now, this has a really wide base, okay, and it goes down there against, you know, that stainless steel, and it's got some stability to it. You know, it's not going to be able to move and all that kind of stuff and break off. And that's what a lot of the Berkeys were having a problem with, is they're breaking these nipples off right here. And so this is not going to have that problem. And I can tell you that the movers, when they moved this from, and you know, with my stuff from Virginia to Wyoming here, they didn't take the thing apart. They just stuck it in the box. They jammed a bunch of other stuff down in there with it, and they put it in the truck. And I got here, and we've been using it. As you can see, it's wet. It's been up in our kitchen, and we've been using this thing, and it's working fine. And so I know that it's strong. I know that it's durable because it took, you know, driving in the diesel trailer all the way across the country, shaking and vibrating and all that kind of stuff, and it still works wonderfully. Now, the next thing, here's the lid, basic stainless steel. All the major components of the two reservoirs and everything are stainless steel. Or rubber and plastic. So there's not going to be any corrosion issues or anything like that. That's not going to be an issue at all. We've got a rubber ring here for the base of it so that it doesn't slide around or move. These are the rubber plugs that you use to plug the holes in the base of this thing if you're not using all 4 filters. Now these could be you know, you can find little plugs like this at pretty much any hardware store or anything like that, just in case that you lost them. And I'd recommend, you know, packing some of those in your gear if you were going to take this anywhere with you, just to have some spares. And then the next thing on the inside of this, it's just a basic, you know, basically a 2.5 or 2 1/4 gallon container, and that's what it's rated to hold, 2 1/4 gallons. Now, if you put, you know, I'd say with 1 filter in there, it's probably going to be about 2 gallons, and if you put more filters in there, it's going to be slightly less, but the bottom size reservoir is still the same, and that's not going to change at all. So as you can see, it works really well. The flow rate works really good on there. I'll roll in some video here so you can see how that works. And it does, when you put these things together, when you have it all together and you fill it with water, it's a gravity fed system. So the more water you have in the top half, it's going to drip through a little bit faster because it's got more water pressure pushing it down through the filter. As it gets lower, it tends to slow down a little bit. That's just normal. But one of the great things about a gravity fed filter is you don't have to worry about electricity or any of that kind of stuff. So if the power is out or anything like that, this is still going to work. All you got to do is put some, you know, water inside of this, and it's going to be good to go. Okay guys, so that has been a look at the AlexaPure Pro. Again, you can find these at waterforpatriots.com. They retail for about $197 with the 1 filter, and the additional filters are about $97. And again, that's 5,000 additional gallons that you can purify with that, so that's pretty cool. Overall, I think this is a very well built product. It's built here in America. It's super simple and it's very effective. And again, watch at the end of this video. I'll show you a list of all the stuff that this thing is able to filter out, and you're going to be really impressed with that because it definitely filters out a lot of stuff. That hybrid ceramic and silver filter with the carbon block in there just pretty much takes everything out. So it's pretty cool. As far as you know, any negatives to this thing, I'd say that the only negative thing about it is, and it's really not that big of a deal, is that when you get it, you have to flush the filter a few times. The instructions say to flush it twice with tap water. I ended up having to flush it about 4 times before, you know, it had that clean, crisp taste all the way, and which isn't a big deal. You know what I'm saying? I mean, flushing it with tap water is pretty easy. You got to clean out the inside of it and then flush those things out. Super minimal prep. It doesn't take a long time at all, but it would be cool if it came straight from the factory ready to go. I understand the reasons it doesn't. It's because of the packaging and all that kind of stuff. No big deal at all. But other than that, I've been really impressed with it. Like I said, we use it up in our kitchen, and it works great. You know, it tastes just as good, if not better, as bottled water or anything like that. I don't notice any kind of weird flavors or anything. So we'll have the links in the description below where you can click those and go check this thing out. And I will also put a link to the testing document if you'd like to read it and see all the stuff that it was tested, you know, as well. So as always, guys, I definitely appreciate it when you click the thumbs up button, when you share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. And don't forget to live the 6 Ps. Proper prior preparation prevents poor performance. Stay safe, guys.